Hello everyone. Today I'm doing another manga review, and this is manga review 10. Um, I've finally gotten to this manga to review. I finished it up last night, and yeah, it was pretty good. And this is the first volume of Tokyo ESP by Hajime Segawa, published by Vertical Comics, and you got some pretty cool cover art. I'd say it's pretty decent. I like how the city blocks kind of go from up to down and then they go back up again. And then you got the main character Rinka, who is just in the front or in the middle of the front cover. And then you've got a penguin, and then her bicycle and all that. She has some pretty nice white hair, to be honest. It's pretty cool. I think you got some glowing fish in the background, and then you got the title. And yeah, so pretty good cover art on the front. I'd say this is a pretty cool spine too, and I like how big the font is for the title and the volume number. And I like how on the spine it shows the city block right here is tall, and then shrinks down a little bit on the spine, and then comes back around to the back. And I think it's pretty cool. Then you got four characters, or technically three, because this guy right here is that guy, but this guy is the costume of this guy. So, and yeah, it's a pretty good manga so far. And here's the synopsis if you guys can actually read it. But yeah. And then there's the prices. $15.95 in the US, $16.95 in Canada. Then you got published by Vertical Comics, www.verticalcomics.com, printed in the USA. And I'd say the back illustration is pretty cool. I like it a lot. Pretty decent. And yeah, so this is Manga Review 10 of Tokyo ESP Volume 1. So first off, you've got pretty cool illustrations on the first page. You got a masked man wearing a crow mask who uses a smoke teleportation kind of move or power or whatever. It's a pretty cool illustration. And then you got another illustration showcasing the main character and the crow head guy, and then the penguin, and then you got some more characters down here. And yeah, pretty cool illustration. I like it a lot. And then you got the contents, and then it first starts off with this girl waking up from a dream or whatever. And then it the whole story revolves around these glowing fish that give the characters powers. Powers such as being able to face through walls, powers to where multiple objects will go towards you or move around with you. And then you got teleportation powers, fire powers, all that stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You get some pretty cool action scenes. And yeah, the story mainly revolves around these two characters, Rinka and Azuma. They're two people that just occasionally met because of the fish that give people powers that can actually see the fish. And there's a thing with the fish where regular ordinary people can't really see the fish, but there's some people out there that can see the fish, and those fish will give people that they see powers if it chooses them. And I thought it was a pretty cool concept, but it then puts it to where Azuma and Rinka have to they want to work together and be heroes of justice to stop all crime that happens in the city. And they want to be heroes. And then one night, when Rinka's trying to find out who Crowhead is, which turns out to be Azuma, they then talk and try to find the real culprit who's been stealing things from the museum, and then they ended up meeting this girl right here, who's known as the Phantom Thief Blackfist. And story takes onward after that, and later on it just shows Rinka getting used to her powers, and they end up leaving the museum and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool story. A lot more action sequences later on as well, and get some pretty cool artwork too. This one's mainly just a picture in real life with the flying penguin, and this is an actual illustration, which I think it turned out pretty good. It was a pretty nice illustration for the halfway point. And yeah. But the story goes on to where there's more crimes that happen. Rinka and Azuma go out to stop each crime that happens. And they end up becoming famous for it, but then they also have to, well, I wouldn't say they become too famous but they become known for it. But the main character Rinka has powers, her father has powers, Azuma has powers, but yeah. And then they ended up meeting this little girl halfway through the story at one point. And the little girl likes the penguin that they found or whatever. And the penguin ends up helping her a little bit one day, because apparently the girl had gotten kidnapped by these people, or not not kidnapped, but I gotta find it. Crap, I think I'm going too far out from the... I gotta find a spot. Yeah, so she ends up finding the penguin, and the little girl's part of the a family of yakuza, and she ends up living a childhood of having bodyguards, but one day she was able to finally get them to stop being her bodyguards, and she was finally able to go to school by herself. But she's also picked on by some other students at school and all that, to where she basically gets picked on because she's part of yakuza, or raised by yakuza. But I can't find that one part that I'm looking for. I just can't find it. Wait a minute. Here it is. Found it. I knew I saw it at some point. But yeah, this van has these two guys are looking for the flying penguin, which is the penguin that the little girl finds out about at one point. And she sees that that the flying penguin is being kidnapped by the two guys in the van. And when they launch their net guns to capture the penguin, the girl jumps over to the penguin and tries to catch it and fly away with it, because the penguin can fly. But she ends up getting caught in the net, as you can see. And then they pull her in. They put her in the van because they're in a hurry. And then the two main characters, Azuma and Rinka, have to save her and all that. And I think this was a pretty cool action sequence because then they have to get the girl out of there, and then they end up like teleporting out of there because of Azuma's power. And then they teleport out of there. Then Azuma like like they all get out of there. Then the van goes off the railings. And then Azuma has to make sure it doesn't hit the ground too hard. And then all this happens, and it ends up going into the water because he teleports the van with him into the water. And yeah, it was pretty good at the moment too. I liked the action sequence a lot. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And then you get like all these cool different scenes and other scenes and all that. It's pretty cool. And then you get the scene where like these guys are robbing a bank, but then Rinka comes in to save the day with the penguin. And then there's supposed to be like a bomb or whatever in the bank that the bad guys are gonna set off. But Rinka ends up stopping it, I think. No, I don't think so. I think it already blew up. I don't remember. But yeah, no, yeah, she like had the penguin fly her up high in the sky, and then she threw it up, and then the C4 exploded, and then that was the end of it. And then moments after that, the bad guys didn't have like a meeting together about what happened. And then the leader of that bank attack reports to the boss on what happened and all that, and it just continues onward after that. But it's a pretty cool story. And then like you got some other scenes, you know, like I won't spoil anymore for you guys, but I'd say this was a pretty cool manga to read. I'd recommend it a lot, actually. It had a really good story too. Had a good amount of characters, pretty cool scenes for action, and they had some pretty cool like backstory sections of Azuma mainly, and it shows like how fleshed out the characters can be sometimes, and they really fleshed out each character's personality, like Rinka's father's personality, Rinka herself, Azuma, and some of the other characters had really good personalities. Even when the villains had a like more than one like appearance in the manga, which I liked a lot, because it kept that villain as a reoccurring character, not just like a side character to just put in there for like 1 or 2 scenes. He was actually in there for like 4 or 5 scenes, which I thought was pretty nice. And they actually kept things going for a while, and it kept things like instead of boring, it actually kept everything action packed and really good too. And this manga was a really good read, and I'm gonna give it my rating out of 15 for the 3 sections: artwork, characters, and story. So for artwork, I'd say it's pretty basic. I'd say it's a little above average, so I'd say about like I guess 5 out of 5 for the artwork. And then for the characters, I'd say that's like 5 out of 5 for the characters as well, because each character had a good amount of personality to them, and then some characters had a lot of mystery to them. And you got some pretty funny moments too. And each character had some really good scenes too. So yeah, artwork 5 out of 5, characters 5 out of 5. And the story I felt was really good as well. And especially like near the end with one of the scenes being the pretty interesting because it left on a little bit of a cliffhanger, leaving for the second volume to take place at some point. It was pretty cool, and I think the story wrapped up very nicely and had a lot of great action scenes as well, and some pretty cool times or like moments for each of the characters, or at least most of them. So yeah, I'd say the story is actually a 5 out of 5 as well, and this is the first 15 out of 15 rating I've given one the manga that I have. So yeah, Tokyo ESP Volume 1, 15 out of 15 score. And yeah, it was a pretty good, enjoyable manga. I'd definitely recommend it. A very good read. A very great read. Not good read, great read. And I liked it a lot. It was pretty action packed. You got very cool characters. They were really fleshed out. I love the concept. I really like the artwork. I'd say it was a pretty interesting story too. They had like a bunch of like cool action scenes, and it kept things like open, fleshed out, ongoing, and it kept things like more interesting and not boring. Because like when you see like a manga with like a lot of pages like this, you're like, I might not read it for too long. I might skip out on it for like a couple days. But no, I didn't feel like that with this manga at all. I wanted to keep reading it. Thing is, I did have to skip a couple days and all that because I have a lot of work to take care of in earth science, and I've been mainly streaming on some video games and all that. But I ended up getting back to it last night, and it was really good artwork, really good story, and really cool characters. I liked how like some of the characters stayed into the story for a long time, and I like how each character built up from the beginning to the end, or like from whenever they first appeared to the end of their appearances in the manga. So yeah, it was a very good read. Highly recommend it. It's a must buy, must own, a must read, and I can't wait to get Volume 2 of Tokyo ESP. And yeah, that's my review on Tokyo ESP Volume 1. 15 out of 15. Fantastic manga. Highly recommend it. It's a must own, must read. You've just got to buy it, man. It's fantastic. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be putting like all of the information about it down below in the description. And yeah, the next manga review will be All You Need Is Kill, which will be like just like one manga in one. And it's like a whole, it's a bind up manga to where you have like all of the chapters in it that they have in the series in that manga. So yeah, I'll be reading All You Need Is Kill next, which I was reading in school today, but then I went over to play Uno with a bunch of friends of mine and all that. But yeah, this was a pretty good manga. 15 out of 15. Recommend it a lot. And I hope you guys enjoyed this manga review. My 10th manga review, actually. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Wolfdog out.